A luxurious restaurant is bustling with activity. The camera glides through the dining area, showcasing the elegance of the place. Soft classical music plays in the background as waiters in pristine uniforms serve wealthy patrons. The entrance door opens quietly. Keanu Reeves walks in, dressed in a simple black shirt and jeans. He looks around, his calm demeanor contrasting with the grandeur of the restaurant. He approaches the hostess desk. The hostess looks up and greets him with a polite but slightly hesitant smile. "Good evening, sir. Do you have a reservation?" Keanu replies warmly, "No, I was hoping I could get a table if there's room." The hostess glances at his attire briefly but tries to maintain her composure. "Let me check for you, sir. Please wait a moment." She walks away, leaving Keanu standing near the entrance. A waiter passing by notices Keanu. His sharp eyes scan Keanu's outfit, and his expression quickly shifts to one of disdain. The waiter approaches, exuding arrogance. "Excuse me, sir," the waiter says condescendingly, "but this is a fine dining restaurant. Are you sure you're in the right place?" Keanu, unfazed, responds with a slight smile, "Yes, I'm sure. I'd like to have dinner here." The waiter smirks. "This isn't exactly the kind of place you just walk into. We have a dress code, and, well, you don't seem to meet it." Keanu tilts his head slightly, his expression calm and kind. "I see. I didn't realize my attire would be a problem. Is there a table available?" The waiter crosses his arms. "Look, there's a diner down the street. They might have what you're looking for." Just then, the hostess returns, her face now pale. She recognizes Keanu and freezes for a moment before speaking nervously. "Mr. Reeves, I didn't realize it was you. My sincerest apologies. Would you like your usual table?" The waiter's smug expression vanishes instantly. His confusion is evident as he looks back and forth between the hostess and Keanu. "My usual table," Keanu repeats, chuckling softly. "Sure, that would be great." The waiter stammers, "Wait, who is he?" Before the hostess can answer, the manager appears, walking briskly toward them. His face is a mixture of panic and embarrassment. "Mr. Reeves," the manager says apologetically, "I am so sorry for this misunderstanding. Please allow me to escort you to your table." Keanu waves it off gently. "No need to apologize. Mistakes happen." The manager turns to the waiter, his tone sharp. "Do you have any idea who this is?" "Mr. Reeves owns this restaurant." The waiter's face turns pale as the realization hits him. "He owns the restaurant," he repeats, his voice barely audible. Keanu looks at the waiter with a kind smile. "Don't worry about it. Just remember, it's important to treat everyone with respect. You never know their story." The waiter stares at him, speechless, as Keanu follows the manager to a quiet corner table. As Keanu sits down, the other staff members begin whispering among themselves, clearly awestruck. Keanu remains calm, as if unaware of the attention. Later, the waiter approaches Keanu's table, holding a glass of wine. His hands tremble slightly as he places it on the table. "Mr. Reeves," the waiter begins, his voice filled with remorse, "I'm so sorry for how I treated you earlier. I had no idea. Thank you for being so understanding." Keanu looks up at him, his expression warm and forgiving. "It's okay. What matters is how you move forward. Just treat everyone well, no matter who they are." The waiter nods, his face showing a mix of gratitude and humility. As Keanu enjoys his meal, the atmosphere in the restaurant returns to normal, but there's a noticeable shift in the staff's attitude, more attentive, more respectful. The scene fades out as Keanu finishes his dinner, leaving the restaurant quietly, just as he arrived. The story continues as Keanu steps out of the restaurant. The night is calm, and the soft glow of city lights reflects off the sleek cars parked outside. A valet hurriedly opens the door to a modest black motorcycle, parked inconspicuously next to the luxury cars. Keanu thanks him with a genuine smile and rides off into the quiet streets. Inside the restaurant, the manager gathers the staff for a quick meeting. The waiter, still shaken by the encounter, stands to the side, head lowered in embarrassment. The manager addresses them firmly but calmly. "I hope tonight serves as a lesson to all of us. It's not just about offering luxury, it's about offering respect. No one should ever feel unwelcome here, no matter who they are." The staff nods in agreement. The waiter steps forward hesitantly, his voice filled with sincerity. "I really messed up tonight. I've learned my lesson, and I'll do better." "I'm grateful, Mr. Reeves was so forgiving." The hostess offers him a supportive smile. "We all make mistakes. What matters is how we grow from them." The restaurant returns to its usual rhythm. The screen fades to black, and a message appears. Kindness and humility speak louder than wealth or power. Focused. The hum of the motorcycle blends with the stillness of the night as he heads toward a small, cozy coffee shop on the outskirts of the city. The shop is simple, nothing fancy. Wooden furniture, warm lighting, and a handful of patrons enjoying their late-night coffee. Keanu parks his motorcycle and steps inside, greeted by the rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee. The barista, a young man with a friendly demeanor, recognizes him immediately but chooses not to make a scene. Instead, he greets Keanu like any other customer. "Good evening. What can I get for you tonight?" Keanu smiles, appreciating the normalcy. "Just a black coffee, please." As the barista prepares the drink, Keanu finds a quiet corner to sit. He pulls out a small notebook from his pocket and starts jotting down ideas. It's a habit of his, a way to reflect and plan quietly amidst the noise of life. A little while later, an older man sitting nearby notices Keanu and approaches him cautiously. "Excuse me," the man says softly. "I don't mean to intrude, but I just wanted to say thank you for your movies and for being such a humble person." It's rare these days. Keanu looks up, his eyes kind. "Thank you for saying that. It means a lot." The man nods and returns to his seat, leaving Keanu to his thoughts. As the night progresses, the coffee shop slowly empties out. Keanu finishes his drink, closes his notebook, and glances out the window. The world outside seems quiet, but he knows that every moment holds an opportunity to make an impact, whether through grand gestures or simple acts of kindness. He leaves a generous tip on the counter, nods at the barista, and steps back onto his motorcycle. The engine roars to life as he rides off into the night, disappearing into the cityscape. The scene fades out, leaving viewers with a powerful reminder. True greatness isn't measured by wealth or fame but by humility, kindness, and the quiet moments when no one is watching. The next morning, the luxurious restaurant is buzzing with activity as preparations for the day begin. The staff seems more focused and deliberate, their attitudes transformed after the previous night's incident. The waiter who insulted Keanu arrives early, carrying a small notebook. He approaches the manager with a determined expression. "I've been reflecting on what happened, and I want to do better. I've made a list of ideas to improve how we treat every guest, no matter who they are." The manager looks at him, surprised but impressed. "That's a good start. Share your ideas during our team meeting today." Later, during the meeting, the waiter shares his thoughts. "We should create a training program focused on respect and inclusivity, not just fine dining etiquette. And maybe even add a policy where we treat every guest as if they're family." The staff murmurs in agreement, and the manager nods approvingly. "I like it. Let's implement this right away. This isn't just about what happened last night, it's about who we want to be as a team." Meanwhile, across town, Keanu quietly continues his day. He visits a local charity he supports, greeting volunteers and spending time with people in need. His presence inspires everyone, but he keeps a low profile, never drawing attention to himself. In a conversation with a young volunteer, Keanu shares a piece of wisdom: it doesn't matter how much you have. What matters is how much you give, not just money, but time, kindness, and understanding. The volunteer nods, deeply moved by his words. As the day winds down, Keanu returns to the restaurant, not as the owner, but as a regular guest. Dressed simply, he's greeted warmly by the staff, who now carry an air of newfound humility and professionalism. The same waiter who had insulted him approaches the table nervously but with sincerity. "Welcome back, Mr. Reeves. I'd like to personally thank you for your kindness last night. It's inspired all of us to be better." Keanu smiles, shaking the waiter's hand. "That's great to hear. Growth is what matters most." The meal is served with genuine care, and the atmosphere feels lighter, more welcoming. As Keanu leaves the restaurant, he pauses to glance back at the staff, offering a simple nod of approval. Outside, he takes a deep breath, looking up at the stars. His journey isn't just about success, It's about making every encounter meaningful and every moment count. The screen fades to black, and a final message appears. True strength lies not in power, but in humility. Kindness can change lives. The story ends with Keanu riding off into the quiet night once more, his motorcycle disappearing into the dimly lit streets. The camera lingers on the serene city skyline before fading to black. A closing message appears on the screen. Every act of kindness leaves a mark. Be humble, stay kind, and make the world better, one moment at a time.